All right, here we go. So it's that guy again, J-la-rei from around the way, Jack of all trades. So the next video that we're doing right now is just a live action version of how to buy and sell stocks. And then we'll also talk about what to buy and what to sell and when to buy and when to sell. So the first thing we want to do is take a look at some of these things. This is options. We'll scroll by that, but we'll come back to it later. Options can be very useful in getting you some big money grabs and some quick money grabs, depending on what you do with them. So these are some of the stocks that I'm working with right now. These are ones that I might talk about in the last couple of videos. ZOM, the ticker ZOM. Naked is another one. That one I got high hopes for. Neo we talked about, or you probably heard about in the past. It's the Chinese version of Tesla. And then these are some ETFs, some companies right here like ARC-Q is an autonomous ARC company. And the good thing about ETFs, and I'll figure out what ETF means in a second, and I'll get back to y'all, but the good thing about them is they invest into a bunch of different companies for you, and all you have to do is buy shares of this ETF, and it does all the legwork for you. And as you can see, they have steady growth over time. That's not normal for a regular stock to have such a steady line of growth. I'll show you a different stock, but this is the ETF. This is ARC. And we'll talk about those in a second. But there's so much to talk about. So we'll start at the first one, ZOM, since I talked about it in the last stock. So this is Zoomatica. I was saying that it was around $1 a share, which it is. And you can see that it's down for January 15th since the market closed on the 15th. And then after hours would be anytime after January 15th, which is Friday when the market closed. And by the way, the market opens at 9:30 for the NASDAQ. Pretty much all stock markets in the U.S. they open at 9:30 and they close at 4 o'clock, and it's only available Monday through Friday, no weekends, and no government holidays either. So Martin Luther King Day on Monday, the stock market is going to be closed. So you have to kind of work around that schedule as well when you're thinking about what to buy, what to sell. Now, as you can see right here, I have less shares than what I previously had because I sold off some of my ZOM because the market was dipping so fast. And I didn't know if it was going to be another market crash because of the whole coronavirus situation. Because if you look at, you can't really see it from this stock, but if I'll show you on a different stock. If you look at some other stocks, you'll see in March of 2020, everything dropped at the same time. And that was because people were afraid of what was going on with the coronavirus. So that's called a crash in the market. And honestly, they happen all the time. So it's nothing to be afraid of. It's something to actually get used to. But you just got to know what to do when a market crashes. We'll come back to that as well. Let me show you a market crash just because I said it. I don't want to jump around too much because I know that can get confusing. So, okay, if you look, let me show you. It didn't really happen to Neo. I got to show you an older company. Or I can show you one of the ETFs. So right there. Right here is where the market crashed. March 18th. That's when it bottomed out. It started to crash right here in February when news of coronavirus started, and then bottomed out March 18th. So that made a lot of people fearful. And when something crashes, all it means is a lot of people are afraid of what's going on and if the market's going to survive. So they sell everything they can to try to gain profits, or take profits is a term that'll be used a lot. And pretty much when something goes up really fast, people will take profits and that'll make it drop back down because not as many people are in that market anymore. And then, it'll go back up when people gain interest again. So I hope I'm not jumping around too much. But anyway, we'll go to ZOM. This is a long video, so they're already at 5 minutes. So quick with ZOM. We see that ZOM is down right now. And when a market or any stock is down, that's the perfect opportunity to buy into the company. You never want to buy a company when it's right here because it can only go downhill. And that means you lose money. But if you can buy a company right here, or you can buy a company right there, or, if you can buy a company pretty much, back here, down here, that's where you want to be at. That's the perfect opportunity to buy. ZOM, we didn't necessarily miss it. This is 7 cents, and it's up at 96 cents now. So, like, if you'd have bought it, that's 20, or that's like 13, 14 times the amount. So that's really what you want to work with. You want to start at the bottom to buy a company, and then you want it to get back up to here, and also possibly get back up to here. This is the word IPO'd, or initial public offering. This is what the SEC, or the organization who oversees the stock market, said that this company is worth. This is what they said they kind of thought they were worth, and even up to there at that $3 point. So those are our expectations for this stock, or at least mine at the moment. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is only what I see. But at where ZOM currently sits, we still got a lot of room to go to get to that 230 mark. So right now I only have 225 shares. It's not bad. I got a little bit of a gain, but you have to understand, over the weekend, the market doesn't really gain very much. If it does, if it goes up or down in one direction, something is going on. Could be good or bad, but if your growth is really high or really low over the weekend, something big is happening in the market. So currently I have 225 shares, and it's only worth $218 because each share, you multiply each share by the cost up here at the top. So if I want to buy more, just a little quick recap. I know it's a long video, sorry about that, but quick recap: trade, and I want to keep what I got, so I go to buy. Currently I have $128 to buy anything or any stock that I want to, or at least with this stock I have $128. Your price can change depending on what stock it is. The volatility of the stock kind of determines how much money is available, and that goes along with something called margins, but we'll talk about that also. But right now, currently for ZOM, I have $128. So I could buy, 50 shares. And because it's the weekend, we can only queue it. You can only actually buy in the market when the market's open. So press review like I did earlier. Swipe up, and then it queues it because the market's not open yet. It's not between Monday and Friday and 9:30 and 4 o'clock. So it's just putting it out there to let everyone else know I want 50 shares, and somebody can either give me their 50 shares for selling it, or the company can sell them to me directly, and then I'll press done, and I'm done. So it's queued from January 16th, ZOM market buy.